Hey, ever walked into a room and just felt off? Like something wasn't quite right, even if you couldn't put your finger on it? Or maybe you've caught something thrown at you without even looking straight at it. We're usually told we've got five senses: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. Some folks even whisper about a mysterious sixth sense. But get this, the way we experience the world around us is way more detailed, way more cool than just that simple handful. Get ready for your mind to be a little bit blown. All right, welcome back to Science, the bigger picture. It's great to have you here for episode 2. If you caught the last one, you might remember us geeking out about how atoms aren't really like tiny solar systems. Well, today we're zooming in from the super small to something super personal: our senses. Forget that list you learned in school. We're going to dive into the hidden layers of how we experience stuff, showing you all the extra ways our bodies connect us to the world. For ages, we've just accepted those five senses, right? Think of it like the main colors you get in a basic paint set: red, blue, yellow. They're important, sure, but they don't even scratch the surface of all the different shades we can actually see. It's the same with our five senses. They're fundamental, but they don't tell the whole story of what we can sense. Think about this. Close your eyes and try to touch your nose with your finger. You can do it, right? How do you know where your hand and nose are without looking? That's not just feeling something on your skin. That brings us to our first secret sense: proprioception. It's like your body has this built-in awareness of where all your arms and legs and everything else are in relation to each other. It's the silent hero that lets you walk without staring at your feet the whole time, or type without looking down at the keyboard. So, is just feeling pressure on your skin the same as knowing your elbow is bent at like a perfect right angle? Nope, definitely not. Proprioception is its own thing, a constant little update happening inside you about where your body is. And talking about things we don't really think about much, there's also chronoception, our sense of time passing. We don't have a specific body part just for this, like our eyes for seeing, but our brains are surprisingly good at guessing how long things last. Ever noticed how time flies when you're having a blast, but drags when you're bored stiff? That's chronoception doing its thing, this cool internal clock that affects how we experience what's happening. Okay, now picture spinning around really fast. That dizzy feeling, trying to get your balance back. That's not just because you're moving, it's another super important sense at work: equilibrioception, or our sense of balance. It's tucked away in our inner ear, and it senses movement, gravity, and which way is up or down. It's what stops us from just toppling over all the time. Think about a tightrope walker. Their amazing balance isn't just practice, it's their equilibrioception being super powerful. But wait, there's more. What about that rumbling in your tummy when you're hungry, or that yucky feeling when you need a drink? Those internal signals, those feelings deep inside, are part of interoception. This sense lets us know what's going on inside our bodies. If we're hungry, thirsty, in pain, hot or cold, even our heartbeat. It's like our body constantly sending messages to our brain about what it needs. Here's something interesting. Interoception plays a big role in our emotions. Those gut feelings you get, they're not just a saying, they actually come from our brain reading these signals from inside our body. So, your feelings are more than just in your head. We've got a whole sense dedicated to what's happening inside us. You might think that feeling hot or cold is just a type of touch. But think about it. We've got specific nerve endings that are just for sensing temperature changes. Some for when it's hot, others for when it's cold. That's thermoception. It's not just about how hard something's touching you. It's a whole different kind of sensory information that warns us if something's way too hot or way too cold. Same goes for nociception, our sense of pain. It's not just really strong pressure. It's a special warning system that tells us if we're damaging ourselves or might be in danger. Different pain receptors react to different things, from a sharp poke to a dull ache. The science of how we sense things is always changing. Scientists are constantly finding even more subtle ways our bodies connect with what's around us. For example, they're looking more and more into magnetoreception in humans. That's the ability to sense magnetic fields, something we know a lot of animals like birds and turtles can do. It's not totally proven that we can consciously sense them, but studies are happening that suggest we might have some kind of subconscious awareness of magnetic fields. Plus, we're learning a ton more about interoception and how important it is for things like our emotions, making decisions, and even our mental health. The more we dig into how our bodies work, the more we realize just how complex and interconnected our sensory world really is. So, the idea of a set number of senses is starting to feel pretty old school. Science is showing us a much richer and more detailed picture of how we take in and interact with the world, both what's outside US and what's going on inside. Thanks for hanging out with us on this sensory adventure. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the bigger picture of science. Question everything. Learn more.